I worked out 6 days a week for 4 years straight, lifting heavy, progressive overload, never missed a workout. But every time I looked at my body and took my shirt off, really, still had a muffin waist, soft core, and had a bubble gut. Veins, bicep veins were barely even there. I looked like a guy who might have lifted when the shirt is off, but not a guy you would ask for, fitness advice or anything like that. I was sick of the results that I was getting or the results I was barely getting. Then I made one small tweak. Over the next 7 months, everything changed. Veins started showing, abs starting to pop, and the confidence went up. I had a jawline. Finally hit 15% body fat. Not a scale number, just visually fucking lean. And these are the steps that I took from going from 19% body fat after 4 years of dedicated training to 15% body fat with making small tweaks in my routine. I trained so hard for 4 years straight out of my lifting career, 6 days a week, push, pull, legs, heavy lifting, progressive overload, all of that, even doing massive amounts of cardio too. I thought I was doing everything right. After 4 years, little shape, had muscle, but it wasn't really showing. I kept asking myself, how the hell am I going to train this hard and still look average? When that happened, I literally just started training harder, right? I was working hard, but I wasn't working smart. My diet, even my sleep. So I made a decision. I actually hired a coach and he taught me all the things that I'm going to be teaching you guys in this video. No more guessing, no more hoping it will work out. And I was going to track it all like business, right? And that's when the transformation really started for me, turning that fat into lean muscle, tracking your macros and calories. When I started and when I was progressively lifting, around year 2, I was tracking my calories, but not really my macros. I had 250 to 300 grams of carbs, 100 grams of protein, and 50 fats, something like that type of macros. And that was all auto generated by MyFitnessPal, which was the app that I used. What I found out is that I had massive amount of carbs, and what those massive amounts of excess carbs lead to is stored glucose, which means it could store more fat into your body. Why did I have such a high carb for my type of body weight and for that type of height? So what we did was actually adjust the macros so that I had only, let's say, bring that down to half of the carbs, more protein, and a little bit more fat. By this way, I'm not cutting, I'm not bulking, but I'm sticking to a maintenance calorie, pushing protein to 1.5 grams per body weight, since I was not cutting excessively, but still losing weight and gaining muscle at the same time, lowering my calories a bit and also reconfiguring my whole macro plan. The results were fat went down, muscle stayed and even grew, and strength increased or stayed the same, if not increased. Second thing, shortening rest times. My rest times were between 2 to 2.5 minutes long, which was really long, and I didn't really need that much time. In between those rest times, I was literally just scrolling on my phone, bored out of my mind. But then I cut my rest time from that time frame to 45 seconds to 90 seconds. This kept me on a workflow state, and it avoided me from actually doom scrolling and making my workouts shorter but more efficient. I started sweating more, feeling leaner, and faster recovery as well. And keep in mind too, I didn't change anything about my workout. It was pretty much the same thing. It was just those two small tweaks when it came to fitness really added results in the end. And finally, added cardio. Yes, before making these small tweaks, I was doing cardio, but it was only 2 to 3 times a week. In terms of that, I added 4 more sessions a week to my cardio, 20 to 30 minutes each. Going back to that principle of being as frequent as possible, all of those were Stairmasters, which burns 2 times more fat than when you're doing a treadmill. It's nothing crazy, but it's just consistency in the end. It's better to work out cardio 6 times per week with mid to low intensity than 3 times a week with high intensity, because you're just staying consistent and it's going to get you more results in the end. And it made such a huge difference. Going back to what I said in that first point, I hired a coach. I hired an expert, right? This was the real cheat code to actually fast tracking my way to recomping my body and getting leaner overall. Having a coach and investing in yourself gave me accountability, structure, and real-time feedback towards my goals. If If I was slipping or fucking up, he would call me out on it. If I plateaued, he'll adjust to it. I don't have to guess anymore since I had structure and I just had to execute on what he told me to do. If you're lifting hard but still have a muffin top, you don't need more effort. You just need a better strategy. You need some sort of structure in your plan. Track your macros, add cardio, cut your rest times in half, hire a coach if you can and if you could afford it, and stop working hard, start working right. If you're stuck at 18 to 20% body fat and not looking like you lift, even though you were in the journey for half a decade, this is your roadmap. Body recomposition is real. You just need to stop winging it and start tracking it like it's your business. And here's the thing, I'm not done with the journey right now. I'm on phase two from going from 15% body fat to 12 to 11% body fat. That's when my abs get really sharp, and I'll show you guys the results in the next video. So if you want to see how this plays out further, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, because that's where shit gets real, to be honest, that 12% body fat. So I'm excited to do that. Just give me a couple months, guys. Also, if you need help with investing, college tips, how to get internships or full-time job offers, I have a Calendly link down below in which you could book a 15-minute free call session with me. Be on the lookout for that and take care.